Hello, online crew. I am going to share with you in this live video the most common mistakes that I see people making with doing live video. So if you are doing live videos, this is a great reminder. When I go through all these items, I've got 15 of them for you. You can go, yep, I'm doing that, I'm doing that, I'm not doing that, I'm doing okay, I'm doing a good job. So you can sort of have a little bit of a check-in, if you like, of what you're doing or not doing on your live videos. And those of you that are about to embark on live video or do live video somewhere in the future, this is really good information for you guys to be ahead of the game before you start. So either way, whether you're a seasoned person that does live video or you're a bit newer to live video, you'll be able to get great tips from this particular video. Okay, so welcome to today's broadcast. My name is Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain, and I am here of service to our amazing online crew community here of home-based business owners, direct sellers, those in network marketing, MLM, anyone with a home-based business where you're trying to leverage social media to get your name out there and attract more people to you and build your influence. That's the kind of people I help. So if that's you and that's what you're trying to achieve, then you are in the right place. So today's video is really important for those that particularly are about to embark on a live video challenge. So are you or are you not, those of you that are listening or catching the replay, joining us on our free 14-day online crew video challenge starting next Monday, which is the 18th of October. So this video is particularly important for those that are embarking on live video for the first time. I'm going to give you the content. I'm going to give you the technical skills. I'm going to give you the support, like you're fully covered. So for those of you that are still sitting back and not doing live video in any capacity, why not? What's holding you back? Is anybody watching this live or watching the replay that is still holding themselves back from doing live video? I want you to be brave enough to say that in the comments so I can tackle you through the screen and say, why not? By 2022, if you're not already aware, over 80% of content on social media is going to be video in some capacity. So if you're not playing the game, if you're not doing it yourself, then you're going to get left behind because people are going to be watching somebody else and they're not going to be watching you. So if you don't want to get left behind in this day and age of social media, if you're building a business on social media, that is, you want to be doing live video. Now, the good thing about my video challenge is that it is quite generic. Now, my reason for that is we are not here to put you on live video to go blah about your business or your products or your opportunity. If you want to do that after the video challenge, go for it, or in live video in general. We are trying to get you to have more people watch you, build your influence, build your algorithm, get more engagement, let all your family and friends see how much social interaction you've got from your live video. There is no better way to do video, whether you're seasoned or not, than in a live video challenge situation, because we are watching each other's videos, we're commenting, we're engaging, it drives the algorithm, then your content is seen to more people, then you get more engagement, and it goes on this beautiful circle. So if you want more eyeballs on you, if you want to build your confidence with live video, if you want to build your influence on social media and get more people attracted to you, this is the way to go. So who's joining us? Who's already registered? If you have not, sorry, I can't, I've got a phone up here because I'm live on Instagram as well. So I just got to go over here to pull up. Is it that one? I'm guessing because I can't see my screen. Okay, I'm going to leave that on the screen. If you are not registered for a video challenge starting next Monday, you want to be. Okay, helenmartinonline.com/video. I'm going to, hang on, Instagram. I'm just going to move you over there a little bit. And no, I don't want it. I can't stop it scrolling. Oh, good. Oh, good. So how are you guys? Who's here with me live? We've got anybody that appears like this. You can't see this on the screen for those of you watching on Instagram. It means you're watching from my free group, Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners, and you just need to click the StreamYard link at the bottom of the description of the video, and then I'll be able to see who you are. We have Sharon, we have Nicole, we have Beth, we have Hero, we've got Debbie here, we've got Laurie. Hero is registered. Laurie's registered and ready to go. Hello, Joy. We've got Beth. We've got Jen. How are you this morning, Jen? We've got Deb. Sorry, I missed the earlier training. Trying to be, no worries. You have registered? I have registered for the video challenge. No worries. We've got Heather here as well. Okay, so you want to register. It's free. It helps you increase your influence, your engagement, your algorithm. You have nothing to lose. Okay, now to the content for today. I'm going to go through this rapid fire. If you're newer to video, you will definitely want to have a pen and paper right about now to jot these down as I go through these in rapid fire. Those of you been doing live video for a while, you may not need to write them down because you're more seasoned, but you just want to check in. Yeah, I'm doing these things or I'm not doing these things. Okay, so just it could be confirmation for you that you're doing a really good job with your live videos potentially when I go through this list. Okay, so number one. So the purpose of what I'm going through now, I'm going through 15 live video mistakes that I see people make. I've been doing live video challenges for almost 3 years. I've actually lost count. I know it's a minimum of 15 because Crystal said she's doing her 15th challenge, and Crystal hasn't been in every single one of them. So I've done more than 15. Okay. And I have seen people's lives change because of this video challenge. It is so much more than a video challenge. It is life-changing. And I say that due to seeing people grow confidence and what happens after the live video challenge. So that's how powerful it can be. It's not about pulling your phone, your computer and pressing play and going live. It's just so much more than that. Just trust me on that one. It is so much more than a video challenge. But here are the most common things. You ready? Okay. Expression and smile. Your energy on a live video will make or break you. So especially those of you that are new and you might be shy. When you're shy, we can get a little bit quiet. We can feel a little bit, intimidated. We can feel nervous. You might be sweating. There's lots of things going on when you feel fear. And people do live video for the first time. They feel a bit of fear and they just go into talking what they want to talk about, but you forget to smile. I'm that type of person that when you're walking past down the street that just smiles at you for the sake of smiling at you and acknowledging you. How many of you walk in the shops, go to the supermarket, go about your day, and you have no expression to the people around you? Or how many of you, when you go out and about and you go to the post office or the supermarket or whatever, and you acknowledge people and you smile? Be that person. Because you know what happens? When you smile, it triggers somebody to smile back at you. This is what happens on live video. So if you turn up on a robot on live video and you're really quiet and you're really nervous and you don't really know what you're doing and and a lot of ums, it can be really boring for somebody to watch you. So they've probably turned off right about now. Okay, you might say a lot of ums, no problem. You might even make a lot of mistakes when you first go on live video. Not a problem. You're human. People actually resonate with your mess more than they resonate with your perfection, hands down. The more normal you are, I still have, the kids have gone back to school this week, but last week my boys were on school holiday. I reckon at least 2 or 3 lives. The boys would walk in exactly at the time when I'm going live, and it's just like, mate, I'm live right about now. What do you want? Like, you just roll with it because that actually makes you more human. I don't know what it is with live video, but people think they need to be a certain way. You think you need to be perfect. You think you need to be an expert. You think you need to look amazing. You think you need to be a lot of things, but you don't, because the human connection comes in when you're actually more normal. So we want to be that person on live video that turns up being as normal as they possibly can, but you still want to smile, even if you're really, really nervous. So just like, hi, it's Helen here. This is my first live video ever, and I'm actually really, really, really nervous, but I'm also excited. And, you know, the reason that I'm going live is, and you just smile through it. When you smile, people smile back at you. Just remember that in life, guys. Be that person that's nice. Don't be that person that walks around the street or walks in the supermarket with their head down and doesn't acknowledge anybody. Like, what kind of personality are you? Depending on your personality, and some of you might be very shy and introverted. Most of us that are on social media actually are. You just don't realize it. Like, some of you might think that I'm really, you know, out there and, you know, life of the party. Sometimes, you know, all the rest of it. I'm not. I'm very shy. I'm very quiet. I do have a funny side to me. Get a couple of margaritas and then you'll see that. No, I'm only kidding. Just smile, your energy. So here's my biggest tip around energy. If you know you don't have energy, you know you're super scared, you know you're probably not going to smile, stand up at a minimum. Because when you stand up, you've got natural movement happening in your body and you're not going to look like a robot. Don't ever sit on a couch slouching like that and do your video where, you know, you're just really quiet and you're really quite boring to listen to. So sitting up, energy up, and if you know that you need a bit of a pick-me-up because you're that nervous, stand up. Position the camera so you can stand up, and you'll naturally, your diaphragm will be more open. You'll be able to project your voice a little bit more, and you'll just be more of a real person. Okay, makes sense? Okay, so number one, so I will speed that up. If I do all 15 that long, then we're going to be here a while. So I'm going to fly through these, okay? So number one, but it's that important. Number one, your energy, your expression, and your smile. So always smile. And as you're talking, smile while you're talking sometimes. It might seem a little bit strange at first, but you want to have expression. You don't want to talk like a robot because it gets really boring and people will turn off you. Okay. So expression, smile. We're happy to be here, even though you might be scared. Okay. Number two, I do this one all the time. And I do it even worse now because I'm on multiple devices. So here I'm looking at Facebook and YouTube, and here I'm looking at Instagram. Okay. So I've got a bit more of an excuse to look around a bit. But number two is looking at the camera. So here's the difference, not for those on Instagram, okay? So for those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, I'm looking at you now. I'm looking at my camera. Now I'm looking at me. Most of you will look at yourselves in the screen. But when you look at yourself, you're not looking at your audience. Now I'm looking at you guys because I'm looking at the camera. And now over on Instagram, I'm looking at the camera. So if you're on multiple devices, that's a bit weird because I can't look at every camera front on. But now I'm front on Instagram. Now I'm front on Facebook. Now I'm looking at me. See the difference? So what you've got to get used to, depending on what device you're on, is where your camera is. So I'm on my computer on Facebook and YouTube. And if I put my finger over the top, like that's where my camera is. If I'm on, like, this is Instagram here. And the thing with the phone, so I'm on Instagram on my phone, but your camera is at the top of your phone. So you guys on Facebook can't see that. You can see my phone here coming into the screen. But you've got to know where your camera is on your phone. And for most of you, like, this is my older phone, the camera is here and to the side. It's not even in the middle. Okay, it's to the side. So if you don't really know where your camera is, face it towards you and put your finger over the camera to know where you need to look. Okay, so look at your audience and don't look at you. Or do what I do and do a whole mixture of all of that. I still look at myself quite a bit. It's a hard habit to break. But just remember, for majority of the time, look at the camera, don't look at yourself. Because when you're looking at you, you're not looking at your audience. Okay, and sorry, Instagram people, because I keep looking over here. Okay, that's number two. Number three, this could really be two different things, but I've lumped them into one, is sound and lighting. So sound is worse to get wrong than lighting. So lighting, little tips with lighting. I've got I've never, ever, the amount of live videos that I've done over the last few years, I've never bought a ring light, ever. the light that I use that I have shining on me is just it's a floodlight that the way I describe it, some of you would have heard this before, is if you were painting a room at nighttime and you went to your local hardware store and bought one of those long poles with a little square floodlight on the top of it to light up the room so you can paint it and while it's nighttime, that's what I use. That's all I've got. I do have fancy lights on the side of me, and they lasted, where's my globe? Oh, I think it fell on the floor. Fancy globes, they're always break. They're not even on. They just sort of sit there. They look pretty. But, you know, like when you go to a photographer's studio and they have those square lights that, you know, I bought all of that stuff before. Just, it's more trouble than it's worth. So just have light. You don't need really anything. You just need something on your face, preferably. And those of you that are going live near a window, just make sure the window is not behind you. So the light is behind you, because your computer or your phone will naturally focus on the lightest part, which is going to be the window, so your face turns dark. So if you're in front of a window, make sure the window is front of you, not behind you. Same as when you're standing outside, you want the sun in front of you, not behind you. Okay, so you want light on you, window, face the window, don't have your back to the window. If you go and watch all my really early live videos, I'm standing in front of a window, which is just over there. There's a big window over there looking at our beautiful view. And the only reason why I changed to this is just a picture of the wall on a wall. It's nothing flash. It's just literally a picture on the wall. Okay. But I used to stand in front of that window for a very long time. But because it's the window, it would focus on the light. It would make my face really dark. So I had a million lights on my face, and then I would sweat. So when it's Celsius degree, like 40 degrees Celsius, like over 100 Fahrenheit, really hot days, the glass is burning behind me because of the sun. I've got lights on me because my face is so dark because it's so bright on the out. So I'm doing my live videos like sweating like that. I was like, this just ain't working anymore. Okay, so just remember in relation to light, just have a light in front of you, not behind you. And in sound, the biggest one I find with the video challenges particularly is if you do a live outside and it's windy. It is shocking for the viewer to listen to, and you don't even know it's happening. So if you're going to do a live near the beach, outside, where there's any kind of wind, things like that, you definitely want to have, you know, the little earphones in with the little microphone. You know, or you can have your AirPods or, you know, whatever it is that you use. Just have something in when you're doing them outside, because if there's any kind of wind, all people can hear is... Okay, so don't get too fanatical about lighting and sound. Just remember, lighting if you're outside, sun in front of you, not behind you. You're inside, a light in front of you, not behind you. And if you're outside, have some kind of, you know, AirPods, sound, microphone, you know, that kind of stuff to just minimize any kind of distractions with wind and things like that. Okay, number 4, positioning the camera. So if you are on Facebook, do your lives in landscape mode and just make sure your phone is not locked. So landscape mode meaning that way, portrait mode meaning that way. Lives on Instagram, do portrait. Lives on Facebook, do landscape. Reason for that is if somebody's watching your video on a computer, you don't get the big ugly 2 gray black bars down the side of it, which you'll get if you do your video on portrait mode on Facebook. Okay, people don't notice on a mobile. It's more of a computer thing, but definitely the platform, like I'm going live on Instagram now, that's portrait. I'm on my computer now, but if I was going to go live on Facebook, just on Facebook, I would be doing it in landscape mode. Just make sure your screen is not locked, because if you rotate your phone and your screen is locked, you don't move, and you turn live like that, you're sideways. So for those of you doing the video challenge starting next Monday, that's what the reason why you do a test video inside the video challenge group, just to make sure that you iron out all that kind of stuff. Okay. So the other thing I want to share with positioning of the camera. So those watching on Instagram, I'm right in the middle of the phone. Those of you looking from Facebook and YouTube, is my head in the middle of the screen? Hopefully it is. I'm not here. I'm not here. I'm not here. And I'm not here. Okay? Just general positioning. Position yourself in the middle of your camera, whatever you are using. The amount of videos that I see people more so, you might get the middle right, but you've got the phone down on the table and it's looking up your nostrils. Or you've put it on a bookshelf because you're standing up and you're doing your live like that. It's really distracting. So just general rule of thumb, just sit yourself in the middle of the screen and position it accordingly. So you've got lighting, sound, and positioning all in number 4. Okay. Number 4. The other thing is, guys, don't try not to hold your camera and go like this, like you're going live and you're moving it around, and like stabilize, sit your phone on, use one of these things, if you need to. These kind of things are so cheap. Or just, I've got so many things with duct tape on them, like the amount of times I use like a tissue box and another tissue box and a couple of books if I need it, like underneath, and then something solid, and then I've got duct tape on the corners of my phone to just get it in the right positioning. So do what you need to do to get it right, but try not to have people looking up your nostrils. That's probably the main one. Okay, next, no description. So you should never, ever do a live video without a description. You need to let people know what it is that you are talking about. Okay, this is super, super, super important for the replay viewer. So if somebody's scrolling Facebook and you didn't put a description on your live video, there's nothing there. Like, they don't even know what you're talking about. Why would they stop their day and listen to your video when they don't even know what you talked about? So never miss a description. Now, those of you that are doing live videos on a computer, here's a catch. There are 2 boxes that you need to fill out if you're doing it on your computer. One says title, one says description. Where I see a lot of people go wrong is they'll put it in the title, but they don't put it in the description. So when you actually go live, there's nothing written there. So if you're doing your lives from a computer, fill out the title box and the description box, both of them. Okay, you can't really go wrong on a phone because there's only one sort of description area. So make sure you got a description. Those of you that are starting the video challenge, please don't put just something like day 1. Day 1 of what? Treat every live video like a brand new video, especially those of you that are doing the video challenge. Don't just put day 2 and day 3. Somebody may be watching day 3 that didn't watch day 1 and 2, and they don't even know what the hell you're up to. So always have a proper description about what you're talking about, because that's what's going to draw the replay viewer. Because I guarantee you, most of your viewers on your videos are not, they're not live. Most of your viewers will always catch the replay, but unless you've got a catchy description on it, why would they even stop their life and press play on your replay? Okay, really important. Okay, number 6, the length of time. Here's my guideline around this. This is an interesting question when people start doing live videos, is how long should I talk for? So my answer to that would be, how long have you been doing live videos for? Never done one before. Okay, just see if you can get up to 5 minutes. Been doing live videos for like years. Okay, well, you can talk for 20 minutes to half an hour because you've probably already got an audience that are used to listening to you and they know what kind of value you're going to give. So it's going to be different depending where you are on your journey. If you're a seasoned video person, people are used to hearing from you. They kind of know what value you're going to bring. They turn up regularly. They're going to sort of listen a little bit longer. But if you're brand new to live video, no one's really used to watching you, you don't have an audience, you don't have any influence, don't keep waffling on. Just, at 5 minutes or so. It is, is important to know that if your video is at least over 10 minutes, it does give the algorithm more of an opportunity to work out what to do with your video and to send it to more people. And if you've spoken for, 10 minutes and you've got some engagement, it sort of triggers off the algorithm and they might send it out to more people. So if you're on and off your video within 1 minute, Facebook's gone, no. Or even Instagram, the platforms they just don't have enough time to do something with your video if you're off and on that quickly. But don't draw it out for that. you can build up to that the more comfortable you get with live video. Okay, so if you're newer, it's going to be shorter. If you're more seasoned and you've got an audience that turns up with you all the time, it is going to be longer. Okay, number 7, really, 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 really important one. So these aren't actually in any particular order, guys. So there's more important ones than others, on this list. I've just brainstormed them. Is how you approach your live videos and what you say. So some of you, especially those, and this is all relevant even if you're not doing the video challenge, okay? So this is not all revolved around those doing the video challenge. Those of you doing live video in general, this is all relevant, okay? But if you think of a topic that you're going to talk about, or in the video challenge, I'll give you the topic, and you turn up and go, okay, today I'm going to talk about, fear. And I've got 5 tips of the reasons that we need to overcome, our fear. And a lot of us hold ourselves back from doing certain things because we have fear and, whatever. And you start just reading out these 5 points and just sort of talking, okay? There is a massive difference in how you're going to be perceived by people if you actually have a conversation with your audience and don't just dictate to them and just share the tips as if you're teaching. So teaching and preaching versus having a conversation. Now, I don't care whether you've never done a live video before or you've been doing live videos for a long time. This is really, really important. Teaching and preaching, and dictating versus having a conversation with your audience, being the most real, raw, authentic version of you that you could possibly have, and treating that camera that you are looking at like somebody you're talking to in your lounge room. So share and suggest, especially those of you that feel you've got imposter syndrome, you don't have a following, you're not successful, you don't make a lot of money yet, and you're sitting there thinking, who the hell is going to listen to me? This is even more important. So when you suggest and you share, people respect that. When you suddenly turn up and you don't have influence and you're not known to be wealthy and all those kind of things, and you start showing up going, right, I've got 5 tips today for you on how to be healthier naturally, or how to reduce your fine lines, or how to lose weight, or, how to get your finances in order. And you sort of turn up like that and you start dictating and telling and things like that. People are like, who the hell do they think they are? Because if you can show up saying, this is what I'm learning, this is something that's important to me, and I've learned some tips and I thought I'd share them here on a live video because they may be useful to one of you out there. So this is what I've learned, and this is what I'd like to share with you. 2 very different strategies on how I deliver the information to my audience. Do you see the difference? So one could get a reaction of sort of, well, who do you think you are, giving those kind of pointers? Whereas the other one is, oh, okay, that's nice, that's helpful, that's some good tips, and they might take away something from it. So this is your future of live video and how people perceive you. Are you dictating and telling and preaching, or are you just sharing and suggesting? So, something that I've learned, and I don't know if this will work for you, but it has for me, and I just thought I'd share it with you guys here because it might be very helpful for, some of you out there. Totally different way to deliver the message of your content. Okay, really important. Number 8, not responding to comments. This really surprises me when I do the video challenges, is that I'll go to somebody, and normally I'm catching up on people's videos days after they've done them, and they had all these comments and they've never the people haven't responded back to the comments. As far as the algorithm goes, that is the worst thing that you could do. The first hour and a half of when you do any kind of content on social media, a post, a live video, anything, is to respond to the comments within that first 90 minutes. I know that's not always possible. I do that. Like, I don't always get to the comments straight away because I might go straight from a live video to another call or something and I don't have time. There are different reasons why you might not be able to, but if you can, but definitely as soon as you can, don't go days leaving comments unattended to. To Facebook, it's like some people gave you some love and you didn't even say thank you or respond to them. So your algorithm just went down a notch. The algorithm is driven by engagement and conversations. So if it's one way and you just show up, you've done your live and then you leave it and you get on with your day and like, oh, somebody left me comments like a week later, you're destroying your own algorithm. Okay, so definitely respond to comments as soon as you can. Number 9, Reading. So I do appreciate when you are new that you will probably write down notes. I have notes for all my lives. I've got my 15 tips written on this piece of paper. I'm reading from them, I'm looking down, I'm sharing these with you. You know I'm probably doing that because I don't know all these 15 things. I'm not going to remember all these 15 points off the top of my head. And there's nothing wrong with that. When I first started doing live videos, I thought I had to be perfect. I thought I had to memorize all my content. It was not professional to have notes, that I needed to speak freely and all of that kind of, crap. So I would write out my notes. I would try to memorize them, and then I would go live without any notes. And I remember saying to my husband once, I can't believe it's taking me about 2 hours to prepare for like a 5-10 minute video. This is absolutely ridiculous. Distinctly remember that. But then I started writing notes. So I just said to people, I've got some notes here. So I could have said to you of this video, I've got my 15 points written down. So if you see me looking down at my notes, it's because that's my prompter. I can't remember these 15 things off the top of my head. Like if you've got something to refer to, just tell your audience. If you want to, just don't read. Like I've had people in Video Challenge write out word for word what they're going to say, and they've just literally read it. So blah, 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 blah. And number 2, blah, 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 blah. And number 3, blah, blah, blah. Like boring. So have notes. Don't be afraid to have notes, but don't read word from the notes because it's really boring to listen to. So just ad lib, have prompters, have bullet points like I've got here. I've just got 15 points and then I'll explain them. Okay, so try to achieve that. Number 10, the structure of a live. Very quickly, I'll go into more detail for those of you actually in the video challenge. I'll do a separate video for you guys regarding this. Just get started. Don't stress about this in the beginning. But there is a structure to a live to help people, to help yourself get more views. The first thing is to tell people what you're talking about before you even say hello. So, I mean, I could have got onto the beginning of this video and gone, hi, how are you all today? How's the weather in your part of the world? If we haven't met before, it's Helen here and I do this and that and whatever. And I haven't even spoken about what I'm going to talk about. You'll always find on my live videos that I'll say, hello, online crew. And then I'm telling you what I'm going to talk about. And then I'll introduce myself after. Okay, so there is a bit of a method to a madness of how you want to structure your live video. So tell people what you're going to talk about first. And then introduce yourself after that, because people don't really care about us. The reason that they're going to sort of listen to us is for what we're actually going to say. Okay, so tell people what you're going to say first and then say hello. But for those of you in the video challenge, I'll give you more of a structure short, in the next few days in the video challenge group. Okay. Right, big one on live videos. So those of you that have never done live video before and you're doing it on a phone, this is really, really, really important. Facebook particularly will tell you, and Instagram will as well, if you're connected to them and they're following you, they will pop up sometimes, not everybody, who's watching. So if I was on my phone on Facebook, or I'm on live on Instagram as well here over on my phone, and it tells me who's joined my live. So I can kind of see who's watching, but they don't know that I know they're watching. So if you're doing a Facebook Live on your phone and, one of your friends pops on and says, Mary Jo is watching, and you go, hi, Mary. Thank you so much for joining my live. I'm so nervous. I didn't think anybody would jump on. And Mary doesn't know that you know that she's watching. So now Mary's freaked out. Maybe Mary was a school friend of yours and you haven't spoken for 5 years, but they saw you go live and they thought, oh, just check out what Helen's doing. And Facebook told you Mary Jo was watching. You've called her out and she's like, how does Helen know I'm even watching? She's off that live in a second. People don't know that you know that they're watching, and Facebook won't tell you everybody that's watching. But if they're a Facebook friend, if they're a connection of you, they might tell you. But please, 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 please do not call anybody out or say hello to them unless they've said hello to you in the comments. So you need to ignore when Facebook tells you, or Instagram says somebody's joined. If it just says that somebody's watching or somebody's joined, just ignore it until Mary Jo says, hi, Helen. Then I can say, oh, hi, Mary. So nice to see you. Thank you for joining me. Do not call anybody out unless they comment, and you'll see that on your screen. If you find comments on your screen distracting, swipe left and you'll get rid of them. And just tell people, I don't know if anybody's commenting, but I'm just learning live video and I find it really distracting to look at the comments. So I've turned the comments off, and I'll look at your comments after the live. I promise I'll go straight back to the comments. So that's, you can control that as well. But you can also look down and see comments while you're live. So you can acknowledge people when they say hello to you. Ask people to say hello to you. Where are you coming in from? If you're joining me live, say hello. And then when they do say hello, you can say hello back. But other than that, don't call them out. Okay, because most people don't know that you know that they're watching, and it freaks them out. Happened to me years ago. I was watching a live video of a guy that I didn't have a lot of respect for reasons you don't need to know, but he was going live and it popped up, and I was just watching him for a couple of seconds, and he said straight away, hi, Helen, good to see you watching. And I was like, how the hell does he know I'm watching this live video? And I was off it in a second. So I know from personal experience what it's like to be called up when you don't know somebody knows that you're watching them. So just don't do it, guys, because it freaks people out. Okay. All right. Number 12, not introducing yourself. This is a real bugbear of mine for those of you that go live on business pages, and your business page is not your name. So your business name is something like, I don't know, Wild Dreams, something like just a name. And so when you're going live, you're live under your business page name, and I don't even know what your first name is, and you forget to introduce yourself on your live video, and it's like, who is this? What's even their name? So once you've gone through, that structure that I just talked about before, tell people what you're going to talk about and then introduce yourself. Say your name, especially if your name is difficult to pronounce. So if you've got some kind of weird name and it's spelt weirdly, or it's long and you've got a nickname for yourself, tell people what that is. So I find it really frustrating in the video challenges when people go live on business pages. I don't know what their name is. They don't introduce themselves. And so I like to say hello and someone's name, and I can't even use their name because I don't even know what their name is. So just remember to introduce yourself. And if you call yourself something else than what your page is called, you need to tell people that, because, live videos can end up being shared by other people, getting your face into a whole lot of strangers, which is an awesome thing. It's the privilege of, growing on social media, but not everybody knows who you are. And don't assume people know who you are. And just a tip around language, rather than saying, if you don't know who I am, which sounds really egotistical, say, if we haven't met before. So just change your language. Instead of saying, oh, if you don't know who I am, my name's Helen Martin. You'll always hear me say, if we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin, I'm your online crew captain, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so say it in a way that's not egotistical. Okay, we're almost there, guys. I know this is a bit longer live, but hopefully this is helpful to those of you doing lives or about to embark on doing lives. Don't wait for people to come on. There is nothing more frustrating than you're there on time, somebody's advertised a time, and somebody sits there going, I'm just going to wait for a few more people to jump on. It's like, well, I was here on time. What about me? Like, people get really funny about that. So when you go live, just go live and don't wait for people to jump on. They can go back and catch the replay if they want to. Okay, but don't make people wait that are there. The only time that is appropriate is if you're in a group and you're on it might be your team training or something like that, and you're waiting for more of the team to hop on and you all know each other, and it might be appropriate then to say, oh, we'll just wait 30 more seconds for a few people to more of the team to jump on. But if it's a live video to the public, don't make people wait. It's rude to those that are actually there. Okay. And 2 more, consistency. Now, if you're joining the challenge, then I've got you covered for 14 days. But what's going to happen after that? So if you want to really, build up influence on social media, you want to do regular live videos. There's no exact science behind it. As to how many. It depends how big your audience is. If you're on your personal profile, how many friends do you have? If you're on a business page, how many people are following you? If you've only got like 100 people following you, then I wouldn't be going live 5 days a week, because you're going to get exhausted because of the organic reach. Your live is only going to be sent to 5 to 10 people. So who wants to do 5 live videos a week for 5 to 10 people? So on a business page, you'd be considering organic reach. In a group, how many in the group? Or really, a group's a little bit different because you want to service the people that are in the group. Personal profile, so I'd have to have a conversation with you to recommend how many live videos you should do afterwards, from a video challenge, but just be consistent. And if you only want to do 1 live video a week, my biggest recommendation to you would be label it something. So it's Monday motivation, or it's Tuesday tip, or it's Wednesday's wisdom, or it's Thursday's thought, or it's Friday's fun day and it's a fun video, or it's Saturday's silliness, or it's Sunday's sanctuary. I don't know. If you only want to do 1 live video a week, label it something and make it something, and then lead up to it and say, oh, make sure you join me Thursday for my Thursday thoughts video. Like, label it and make it into something like a TV show that you like watching every week. Okay. Now, the last one is external links. They'll completely kill your organic reach if you've got external links in the description of your video, unless you have a bigger following like I do. So please refrain from, or I recommend you refrain from putting external links. And definitely those of you that are in this industry of network marketing, direct sales or whatever, do not put links to your company website. Do not put links to direct company stuff, because now you've given away the name of the company. Now they go to Google, they find a corporate account, they've bought something and you didn't even know about it. Or they go and do their research and they didn't even need to have a conversation with you. So really, really important, if you're doing this for, business reasons, try to refrain from using the company or like putting links direct to your company sites. You want people to reach out to you. You want them to be curious to reach out to you. You want to have a conversation in Messenger with that person on how to help them. What are they looking for? What could you recommend for them? You want to get into Messenger with people that are watching your videos, not send them off on Googling things and you didn't even know they were interested, and never did, because they found someone else's site and they bought it through that. Make sense? Okay, I've gone live a lot longer than I intended to, but for those of you that are doing live video regularly, are you doing a good job with those 15 things? Let me know. Those of you that are about to embark on live video, are those tips helpful for you to know what to look out for to give yourself the best chance at successful videos, from the beginning? I hope this information is helpful for you. In saying all of that, of what I've just mentioned, don't be afraid to make mistakes and fail forward. You could say a million times. You might be really nervous. You might mix up your words. I mix up my words all the time because I do a lot of talking, Zooms and videos and calls, and I get to the point where I get tongue-tied. I don't care anymore. You guys know I mix up my words sometimes when I talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. It's just the way it goes. Who cares? My kids come in school holidays. What do you want, mate? I'm on a live video. Like, don't worry about interruptions. It just makes you more human. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just laugh it off. I'll say it again. People resonate with your mess more they resonate with perfection. And if they see you get up and do something and make a mistake, it just makes it more normal and more relatable to the person that's watching you. And that's what they respect and appreciate. Perfection doesn't exist, guys. So you don't need the perfect setting. You don't need the perfect face. You don't need the perfect body. You don't need the perfect lighting. You don't need the perfect sound. Just get the job done. Then you can improve those things along the way. So yeah, you might do some of those mistakes. Who cares? At least you're aware of it. You can try it. Might make mistakes, but you'll get better next time. Never try to be perfect, because it'll only hold you back. Okay, so just seeing a couple of comments here. Yes, especially when you're watching a replay and you have to wait for minutes while they wait for people to join. So frustrating on a replay. You get to a replay and then, oh, we'll just wait for, at least you can fast forward, I guess. Excellent tips and reminders, Helen. Brian, thanks for sharing this information. I think I'm doing well with my lives, but definitely room for improvement. Awesome, Jen. Well done. Great tips and reminders from Heather. Doing good with what I caught. We'll have to watch the replay. No, that's the beautiful thing about replays. So I'm going to leave it there. So wherever you are on your journey, I hope that was useful as a reevaluation, or for those of you that are about to embark on this journey, don't stress about anything. Join the video challenge. I'm giving you the content. I'm giving you the technical skills. We're giving you the support. We're giving you the engagement. We're boosting your algorithm. Nothing to lose. And it's free. Okay, so jump on with us. I do have one big prerequisite with the video challenge. You got to have fun. Okay, there is no point building our businesses and doing what we do here unless we can have a good laugh about it. So you got to have fun. But I will throw some things at you that might scare you a little bit. You got to be willing to get out of your comfort zone, which is a really good thing. Okay, not to scare you, but it's just so much more than a video challenge. It's amazing. So jump in with us. You've got the link there on the screen. And this is my last live video for the week. So by the time I've come live next week, the video challenge would have already started. Those of you that are in the group or want to join or whatever, there is a little bit of prep work to do before you start on the 18th. So get into the group now and start doing those few things and have a look at the content for days 1 to 3, which I've got in the group already. And then you can start sort of thinking about what you're actually going to say. I give you the guideline, but you still got to work out what you're actually physically going to say. Okay, so thank you for joining me for this live and for hanging in there for this. Yeah, it was a longer live. Sorry about that. But hopefully the information was useful to you guys. Have an amazing weekend at the timing of the live video that I'm doing, and I'll catch you guys all next week. All right, bye. Oops, just got to move my phone there. See you guys.